Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Imed. I came yesterday from Scotland, from Edinburgh. A brief introduction about myself, and I am an associate professor in computer science. My field mainly is about networking, design of protocol for the telecom operators, for devices, and so on. Education is my part of my job, and using open MOOC platforms, and this was one of my, let's say, social interest to support the students and the engineers around the world for the last maybe decade since key platforms that have been introduced to use. I'm going to talk about the use case, how mainly the MOOC platform have been used in a very extreme and stressful environment, especially in Gaza. Everybody knows what is going on there. There is no university left, no space, no safe space, and so on. So even despite all these difficulties, we managed to keep students learning and engaging with their learning activities and their So I'm going to, as I said, to show how we did it, and how these different platforms have been used in this case. I warn everyone, it's upsetting, it's stressful, but it's not as stressful as for those who are suffering. So I'm going to, as I said, to go through this, why I started this initiative, and what are the challenges and the obstacles that we have faced at the beginning to do that, who are the key partners, stakeholders, and players on this, and what were the key results and the lessons that we got from this. Okay? And then the key question is, can this use case be further continued, and how we can sustain this initiative if it is possible. As you know, the situation in the world here, universities like hospitals, like many other places, have been either completely destroyed or burned. Unfortunately, that's the case. Over 80,000 students and academics are left without education from the third month of the war. We are talking now about over 600 days of that. And the priorities have shifted for people. So survival is the first priority, struggle. Then education came next. But we need to know that from the innovation index point of view, from a learning index point of view, the Gazan Palestinians are among the highest in the world in terms of people per 1,000. They have the highest number of doctors and graduates and so on compared to others population in the world. There are needs to provide alternatives and solutions, but not with any cost. The key thing is that how they can learn at the same time, get accredited and recognized for the effort they are doing, and at the same time they are upskilling with the right way, the right tools, the right methods. It's very, very important. So the key challenge there, if I have 1 hour of internet, 1 hour of electricity, and I can study 1 hour, how can I get that accredited and part of my field? That is the key challenge. So we are working in an extremely challenging and harsh environment. And the other thing is that, as I said, education should continue. Whether we are in a peace or in a war time, education should be there. Otherwise, we don't rebuild. We don't have any hope to rebuild nations or to rebuild any initiative or whatever, unless we do have skilled people there to do the job on the ground. So learning also can create doors for hope and new opportunity, and we'll see that through some cases. It's a kind of remedy to the atrocity, to the trauma, to the mental health, everything. So when people they learn, they forget what is going around. Okay? So they get immersed into that challenge. So as we know, the code from Albert Einstein, we start by once we stop learning. So learning is always there. Okay? So I started this initiative more than 18 months ago. And as I said, why I'm doing this, because I already provided edX courses, Coursera courses for over 400,000 engineers and students in North Africa. I am originally from Tunisia and will tell you later why I'm taking this challenge in particular. In this seems difficult and impossible to do. So the problem statement, the situation there, no safe place anywhere, no electricity or less. There is electricity with solar panels and so on, but not available for everyone. No internet connections is cut from time to time. We use satellites, we use eSIMs and so on. Constant fear, displacement, and hunger. The student population is very, very big. So if you want to provide a fair solution, this is challenging. Student learning requirements and needs and contexts are different. So we need to address the different population, different needs. The key thing is you want to provide things. The idea might seem fantastic, brilliant, great, but you need resources. You need money for that. You need people. You need a lot of stuff. No one is keen to take the challenge and stop. Okay? It's very, very difficult. Even if you talk to the United Nations, we have a security minister. At the beginning, they said, "Oh, no, wait for what? Wait for a better future. Wait for tomorrow. Wait for this is fire. Wait for this. Wait for that." We cannot. Okay? Even people, they no longer talking about time. They want to live the moment, the instant. They don't care about what's going to happen tomorrow. Okay? So even in their, let's say, these users, you need to understand their mindset, and you need to understand everything. Okay? So you can see, even someone who has a laptop, PDA or whatever, mobile phone, philosophy, if he not lost it because it was damaged with the dust, with the displacement, with humidity, with everything that you can think about, there is high probability that he has no means to access anything. Okay. Despite that, people are learning, and you can see there it is written in Arabic: seek knowledge even if you are in Gaza. So even if you are in this extreme situation, you still need to stick to knowledge and to learning. And that's one of the things. So I thought I shall find a way or create one. I don't know if you know that code. No? Do you know the guy who took elephant from North Africa through Spain to conquer Rome? Canada is from my country. Mm-hmm. So I took that and said, okay, these people, they want to learn. Their situation is difficult. We should find a way. That's it. Let's do it. The expectations were zero from the beginning. If we manage to provide learning for one, that's a success. If not, we try. Okay? So we need to start from where we are, and then I started the project in February 2024, 4 months after the war. So the war started in October 23, 4 months later, when everything is destroyed, I thought, okay, this is the time we need to act, okay, and react and do something. So I started to talk about the deans of different universities to see what they are. Okay? What exists there is that they have initially thought about moving the student to the West Bank universities, so they can access them. But given the fact that there is no electricity, internet, and so on, it is more offline learning rather than real-time learning and so on. The capacity of these universities is very, very high. They cannot take this and so on. The other thing I said, okay, why you don't provide MOOC platforms, especially, for example, from edX or from Coursera or from DataCamp? The reason for these three in particular, not other learning platforms, because they are accredited and academically recognized. It's very, very important because you do a course on MIT or Harvard or Stanford, so you got some kind of credit. So university can add that to your program to higher learning credits. And so it's very, very, very important. We don't want people to learn for the sake of learning. That's very, very important. But we want them to be recognized for the effort that they are doing. And that's the reason why I talked with these leaders, said to them, okay, listen, guys, I can enroll thousands of students, but give me the reassurance and the guarantee that you will add these to the learning profiles. And that's the first thing. Otherwise, why I'm doing this? If I want to provide, let's say, skills for them, I can do it by different other means and not necessarily with this. Okay. So and then I start thinking about different routes for funding. Initially, I will talk to the UNDP, I talk to Knowledge for All, I talk to different organizations, even for those who started the project for Ukraine and many others and so on. There is no results. And the other thing is that they are so discouraged to tackle this problem for the lot of uncertainty around and the challenges. Okay? And I do remember a guy who talked to the manager of a big organization and said, is there electricity there? Is there any internet there? I said, you are disconnected from the real world. People, they are still there, they have internet and so on. And if you have tried this in other contexts, it has not succeeded because the people are different, the profiles are different. These people are eager to learn. It's different because this is the key motivation, is that people they want to learn. So you need to provide some to help them, and that's it. So I launched a personal crowdfunding on Just Giving on the website on UK. It's equivalent to GoFundMe and other. And I approached EDX, Coursera, and edX. And I said, okay, regardless of your political views and so on, I don't care about it. Okay? Everyone is free to adopt whatever course he wants. Do you want to be part of this novel cause? Yes or no? And if yes, what are you okay? So EDX agreed to reduce the membership, the annual membership, from $349 to $90. Coursera offered through UNDP program around 1,000 free Coursera licenses. DataCamp, they hesitated for so long, but they joined the program once they saw that it is working. And they offered unlimited afterward. But at the beginning, it was difficult to convince them to join this because they don't have the program, they have no plan, they are new starter in the business and so on. Afterwards, after 4 months of intense preparation, talking to people, gathering all of this, I started the project in June last year, August. Yeah. So as I said, I engaged EDX platform, Coursera, DataCamp. I don't know, EDX is known, spelled on OpenEDX. The course one is EDXT. Coursera, you know about it. DataCamp is for artificial intelligence and data engineering and programming. It's a very, very good one. And then I approached the Scott Aided charity to manage the government, to oversee the operation of, especially of the financial side. And I talked to the UNDP. And later I involved the MIT University #1. So they did something similar, but hybrid. It's combined between online and face-to-face remotely with a small population of students. And Professor Haynes Miller, an emeritus professor in mathematics from MIT, he led this, and I'll show you some figures for you. So this is the dashboard for EDX. EDX provides all kinds of skills, subjects. They have over 200 partners, including top ranked universities in the world. partners include Google, Amazon, IBM, recently Microsoft. Everything you can find. You can find programs. They are courses for 2 or 3 or 10 or 14 from Harvard, MIT, IBM, many others. And they provide around 2,400 courses in all disciplines with all levels, and some of them they do offer in different languages as well. So we bought 1,000 licenses from the crowdfunding, from edX, and the idea was to rotate this membership among people. So we gave 1,000 to 1,000 people. We gave them a time window to do whatever they want, and we advise the academics to mentor them so that they do a rational choice, because you will be lost in 3,000 courses, so you need to narrow down your needs. So we ask the academics to mentor the groups of small ones and do them as if they are still learning, and that's the key thing. And then 3 months later, we rotate another 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, and so on. Okay? We wanted to do that for every 3 months, but the war is going up and down. This fire here, people are displaced, people want more, and so on. So we needed more time for those. What I realized afterward is that once you give a membership to someone, once he dives into this, he doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to leave the membership. He will say, I need this. I didn't finish my courses. Some of them did over 20 courses. They did during 3 months what they had not done maybe in 3 or 4 years. Because they were, so focused into this. So how many students? Over 13,000. They benefit from this, and I'm going to give you the distribution of them. So at least each one of them has used either edX, Coursera, or DataCamp, and some of them they have used all of them. Okay. We provided free AMBUS access to 342 medical students and 212 doctors. For those who don't know, AMBUS is a learning platform for doctors, for medical students. So that's why we provided this, because we discovered that there are a large population for medical students who use this, which is not provided in Coursera or in edX. So we approached AMBUS, and I bought in it myself a lot of licenses for doctors to provide them to different hospitals. And then once they saw this, again, they joined and offered 342 courses. Okay. We buy, we try, we show them results, and then they join. That's the trick, or that's the thing. I offer 30 brand new laptop to academics. You might say, where does the laptop come from? They came from inside Gaza, from the stocks. So we bought them for the universities to manage and to keep their ERP systems and so on to manage all of this. We, afterward, after 3 months of the start, I realized that roughly 1/3 is not engaging with these platforms. And I was shocked to discover, not because they don't want or for safety reasons. The key thing is that they need $10 per day to access them. There is no space to recharge your phone. There is no space to recharge your laptop, even if you have a laptop. And it costs $10 per day per head. I was in a very, very stressful and difficult situation, because I don't want also to create learning spaces that can be targeted. No guarantee for that. Okay? So, but afterward, once things started to calm down, let's say, there is no incidents related to this, I started to hire spaces like this room, fully equipped, and we funded it from A to Z. Everything. So they came there to study. Fantastic. They came with their laptop. Those who don't have a laptop, they use their laptops, and so on. And so we created 14 spaces like this across Gaza, from the north down to the south. These part of these have we created also 6 startups. When I say 6 startups, these are the learners, the engineers who have been trained and learned from this, who have great talent, who have done incubation programs, business acceleration programs before, and so on. So they created this stuff, and we funded them to get this legally registered. That's our part of things. And they use the hub for free. They are still using the hub for free. And the key thing is that to show for the others, once you learn, you upskill yourself with the right way, the right tools, the right methods, you can go to the next level. And you can do a business, you can do freelancing job, you can sustain yourself, and you can help others. And we'd like this cycle to continue. Okay? And that's the reason to complete somehow the story. It's not perfect, but at least we show that it's possible. It's possible. And we help with many engineers to secure freelancing job, and we are continuing that. So how much did I get? I got 132,000. Half of them went to pay for the edX memberships. The others, at least $20,000 per month to pay for internet and electricity for the house. At least. It costs us between 100 to 150 per head to have a disk for 6 hours internet access. Okay, so, and it's still continuing, and we give you the QR code for that. So this is as I said, I created initially before I started all of this, I collected all the information. So we have 7,915 students. We have academics, and we have graduate and unemployed students. We have graduated or first graduated, or those who finished last year because they have been in the world for 2 continuous years. And I engaged all the universities. So Axel University, Qatar University, Gaza University, Isra College of Applied Sciences. So this is a distribution of the 13,000 registered students. These are all the disciplines from the agriculture, food, to the medicine, sport, leisures, and on. So this is a distribution of the different populations. And this is their level, first year, second year, third year, undergrad, postgrad. This is the distribution. And this is their preferences, initial preferences for the platform. So 25% they want data camp, artificial intelligence and data engineering. 40% they wanted Coursera, and the 35% they wanted edX. Everybody knows Coursera. Nobody knows edX and account. Afterward, everyone wants edX and account. But again, they shifted. They started to learn. They tasted the different flavors, the platforms, and so on, the quality. And afterward, I noticed a big shift, honestly. So, how many courses they did on edX? So they enrolled. I have around 4,000 in total for edX. They enrolled in 13,000 courses from 1 year. Okay? And they completed 26,000 hours of learning. And they managed to get a verified, validated 4,000 certificates from Harvard, from Stanford, from MIT, from top universities. It's very, very challenging, to be honest. Some courses are very, very challenging. And you can see here the distribution from the top skill by enrollment, Python management, communication, and so on. And they have noticed a lot of interest in management, communication, and so on. Because everyone who has previously thought to do any engineering or any humanity-related field, or they shifted because they want to think about post-war, they need to do freelancing. So they started on doing project management, communication skills, and all of these kinds of things, including jobs. They started to do data analytics. They started to do artificial intelligence related courses. So we have all of this distribution. I can share all these details with you. We published some papers about it. For data camp, I enrolled 4,000 students, and they, as I said, they started on March, and that's the reason for data camp to join maybe 8 months later compared to the others, but they gave a limited number. So they have completed so far over roughly 9,000 hours of learning, and they managed to complete over 14 units, completed units, mean courses or hours, or depending on the courses. And that's for artificial intelligence. We also created a training program for 500 engineers from Gaza to complete the professional PMI certificate for project management professional from PMI. Any engineers, any good managers should do it. Okay, it costs us roughly $500 between the 35 professional development units to be eligible to do it, and then the exam fees, which are around 40. So we enrolled 500 on EDX. Why EDX? Because EDX provides a verified, validated training course for PMI. So we enrolled all of them. So we gained the prerequisite for that, and the top 27 we paid for them to pay the exam, and some of them they managed to get the PMI. The key thing is that to support these engineers in different fields to rebuild their country once everything is settled down. Okay. For doctors, as I said, we provided for the AMBAS. AMBAS is well known for medical. There is another one, it's called UpToDate. That is very, very expensive, and I think personally to enroll there, they are asking for $600 or $700 per license, which is not affordable for someone to do that. As I said, we created 14 education hubs and co-working spaces. People, they want to work wherever they can, and they are turned in these places, as you can see there. This is for some ladies. And these initiatives, they became later on registered legal entities to manage these spaces and to recruit some of the learners to manage these spaces. So we don't provide internet and a comfortable and decent environment. We provide food for free. Everything is for free. We don't charge any penny for that. This is part of the working space. People, they start to include me there. I'm not there, I've never been there. But, it's part of kind of recognition from them. I appreciate that. So this is a space for 200 engineers, 2 shifts, 100 in the morning, 100 in the afternoon. As it costs us around $10,000 per month to get this. We bought everything, from the chairs, the tables, everything. I have picture of this space. It was destroyed, and we rebuilt it. Hopefully, it will last. I don't know. It might go at any time. So, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So we created also. We used our kind of tents and so on. You can see the destruction around there. This is another tent, and you can see we are using the palm trees, branches for shadow, for air conditioning somehow. And this is a training session for engineers for Node.js and front-end, back-end development for those who are engineers. All these have been shared and published in the form of a book chapter, War in Gaza, Consequences, Sustainability, and Biosecurity, addresses different ones. It has been released just a couple of days ago. And this is another report from the Royal Society of Edinburgh, one of the prestigious research centers and scientific institutions. They investigated how universities in Scotland in general have contributed to to help students in conflict zone across the world. So they include that as a case. As I mentioned before, this has also triggered an international interest, and you can see here Professor Heinz Miller from the MIT. He started an initiative to provide short courses that we call SPOKE from the MIT. They are accredited for 100 students. So the population of students were 50 students inside Gaza, 50 students outside Gaza in Cairo. So you can see in this meeting, preparation meeting and so on, those who are hosted in Gaza, I supported them. Those who are outside Gaza, I asked him to handle the situation with the American University in Cairo. So I said, you do the same thing. You go, you hire the space, you get everything from transport, food, everything. Don't leave any gap for that, and it will be successful. So he started this program last year, October, January. Once it was successful, he tripled the number now. So he's doing, and he has an army of people around. All this I've done it myself. Zero assistance, 0% assistance. No one assisted me to do this. The key thing there is you use the right process from the beginning. Try to plan everything. Zero expectation from the beginning, whether it is going to be successful or not. No. And then be agile. Change the needs, adapt, do things differently, and so on. Try them, and that's it. And keep the ball rolling. This is to show that open MOOC platform are key. As I said, I'm supporting a lot of engineers companies around the world. I didn't say that I did my study here in France, and I used to work next door in Motorola Labs. This place was empty. This was an agricultural land when I did my PhD here in France 20 years ago. And I'm working with the European Commission as a rapporteur and examiner for the European project, mainly in the space industry. But as I said, my field is in telecom, in computing. I'm teaching, I'm passionate about that. But these have done it across years with different, say, Vietnam, Indonesia, Algeria, Morocco, and if you want to support, this is the link for the crowdfunding. It's still ongoing, and we are supporting this. If you need any details, any data about this, anything, please get in touch. I'll be happy to share this with everyone. And maybe we can learn from this, and if we can engage other partners, why not? We can scale it up for other countries. We can use it as a model for conflict zones. You never know. The world is bubbling everywhere, so we can maybe replicate this somewhere with different, kind of adaptation. We supported students, engineers, doctors, and so on, and we supported also kids. And that's, as I said, because they get some kind of jealousy. Why you are supporting this and not us? But the number is huge, to be honest. It's very, very, very difficult. I supported some new schools, and this is what I got from them, from the kids. So they go and they send it to me a couple of weeks ago. So it's nice to be part of the change. That's the lesson take from today. Be part of the real change. We can do a lot of things. Those who are building these platforms, those who are building content, keep doing it. Keep doing it. There is kind of resistance because we have a mindset. Old university are still. I'm an associate professor teaching 20 years, and I can't. We are still fighting to adopt new technologies and so on. But the world is moving toward flexible. That's the reality. People, they want more time, more flexibility to learn wherever they are, with whatever they have, and they progress and they grow their skills. That's what they want. Continue is continuous professional development. I will be happy to clarify any points or anything you want to, any questions.
Yeah, I just have the microphone, but I'm happy. Yeah, this is the one we can throw at Jill. So, it's okay. Thank you.
Thank you. One of the features that we've talked about for a long time but haven't actually built is basically the ability to use Open edX offline. So you do your assignments and you enter your things, and then when you have internet access, you get close to an internet source. And would that actually help in this situation? Yeah. Okay.
So basically, they have no control over the time of the internet on the location. Everything offline that the idea.
Yeah, that was an initiative we started at edX for prisons. I think initially was where we started. Yeah, we keep trying. It's a tough problem.
We try to convince knowledge for all. Knowledge for all, they are partnering with many people for similar. There is education above all is from Qatar, and they are probably interested in this. They are supporting a lot of initiatives worldwide for this across the world, and probably they will use this. If they try to run it in different circumstances, different contexts, and they fail, and the reason for that is they need the constant engagement, real time, and they will report. Conflict, forget about it. Try to think about something else, semi or hybrid or whatever.
Thank you so much for sharing this. It's really something to hear the impact of what everyone is working on here, and just very grateful. Thinking about Open edX in particular, were there any parts of the platform that made it difficult for your students or easier for your students that is platform specific within edX? And kind of what I'm wondering is, are there things that we can improve to help your context beyond offline mode, as Jill mentioned?
Because first of all, they discovered edX and this workforce. People they used to blend the face-to-face learning, not online. The other thing is that when you ask them, for example, to create an account, they have two dashboards. One personal, one from the membership. And they don't know that they need to switch to the membership dashboard to get through the two tracks, as they call the audit track and the verify track. The audit track is paid, the verified track is paid. And that's what I do. So some of them you need a lot of say on the UX and on the make it more friendly for the environment in terms of graphics, in terms of speed, you need to adapt to low internet connectivity, to adapt the app and the platform for very extreme cases. And you can get rid of some graphics, animation, all of this. They are not interested in this. They want the content. Even the delivery is changed somehow because it's so specific. And they are using this. We were discussing previously about very cool Repairing these laptops or upgrading them is very important software. So we need to work in the worst case.
So regarding that, and thank you, by the way, regarding that, are there many students that are accessing the content only through mobile phones? Okay. Sure. So ultimately, the smallest payload possible is what they need. They don't need any fluff. They minimal, just the content. Thank you.
And verify it. So anyone who's on learning platform, they get their content verified and built it. It's going to them for universities. That's a great weekend brainstorm. Suggestion maybe I can consider them a Friday.
Are those verified credentials required some sort of a proctored exam or something? And you were able to actually achieve that?
Through the provider. So the partner is in charge of that. So if we have an IT course, it's an IT team handling that. If you have ABM, so the platform they are using the edX platform is a tool.
Yeah. So sorry, I rephrased the question. So as far as I recall, proctored exams are only available on desktop, not on the mobile. So it means that all those 4,000 were. Uh-huh. I see.
So some courses they are just quizzes and projects, others say they need submissions and so on through specific classification.
Okay. Just like a comment, so to say. So we are from Ukraine, so we had our own COVID response and war response program, and before war, the offline capabilities of the mobile application was not like really needed, and now it's like really needed. Students are pre-downloading content when they can, then teach them, and in some cases they even forced to like pre-download, learn at night, remove it from the phone because it could be, I mean, in controlled areas, so something like that.
I offer free licenses. Especially with IT and cybersecurity. They take part of this outside the sport.
Okay. Our questions. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.